Forward turn them on and pull them forward when speaking. I'd like to welcome everyone to the Town of Niskayuna Planning Board and Zoning Commission meeting for November 27th, 2023. Mr. Henry, would you please call the roll?
Mr. Laflamme.
Here.
Mr. Screbutenis.
He's not here yet, Clark.
Okay, and absent. Mr. Khan.
Here.
Mr. McPartland.
Here.
Mr. Darpino.
Here.
Ms. Gold.
Present.
Ms. Strang.
Here.
Mr. Drescher is excused and absent. Chairman Walsh.
Here. Thank you. All right. Okay. We have the approval of the minutes from the November 13th, 2023 meeting. Can I have a motion to approve those minutes?
So moved.
Moved by Mr. Dio for approval. Do I have a second?
Second.
And second by Ms. Gold. Corrections, changes to the minutes? I have one minor comment. Does anybody have anything at all? All right, just one typo, line 80. Remember the resolution had a typo, 793 Westmoreland and 793 Westmoreland. It says correct it from 797. That should say correct it to 797. So it's just changing the word from to. I think we can just do a friendly change there. It's pretty straightforward. Otherwise, I have no other comments. Hearing no other comments. All those in favor of the minutes from November 13th, 2023, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Okay, no one opposed, no abstentions, so those minutes are approved. Tonight we have a public hearing for One Research Circle. This is an application for approval of a plat plan, a minor subdivision for the two-lot minor subdivision at One Research Circle. Mr. Henry, would you please read the public notice?
Notice is hereby given that pursuant to the code of the Town of Niskayuna, New York, and the applicable provisions of the town law of the state of New York, a public hearing will be held by the Planning Board and Zoning Commission of the Town of Niskayuna in the Town Board Meeting Room at 1 Niskayuna Circle on the 27th day of November, 2023 at 7 p.m. to consider an application from Charles B. Dumas, representing the General Electric Company, property owner, for a two-lot minor subdivision in the Town of Niskayuna. The property is located within the IR Research and Development Zoning District. A copy of the application for approval of plat plan minor subdivision will be available for inspection at the Planning Department in the Niskayuna Town Hall and can be viewed on the town website under the Public Hearings tab and will be shown electronically during the public hearing. If you wish to express an opinion regarding the public hearing, you may do so at the above-mentioned time and place. If you cannot be present, you may request a virtual login to the meeting by emailing lrobertson@niskayuna.org or calling 518-386-4531, or you may set forth your opinion in a letter which will be made part of the permanent record. Please note there is a 5-minute time limit for each speaker at the public hearing, and submitted letters will not be read out loud at the public hearing, but such letters will be included in the minutes and added to the record. The Planning Board and Zoning Commission of the Town of Niskayuna will hear all persons interested during the aforementioned public hearing. By order of the Planning Board of the Town of Niskayuna, New York, Kevin A. Walsh, Chairman, Planning Board and Zoning Commission.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Henry. And we have Mr. Dumas representing General Electric, and he'll give us a quick overview of the project before we open it to the public.
Yes, thank you. Just by way of introduction, my name is Charles Dumas. I'm an attorney. I'm the applicant for General Electric Company. My law firm is Lemery Greisler, and we're located in Albany. I have with me Raymond Liuzzo from CT Mail. Ray is the director of surveying for CT Mail and prepared the subdivision map, which is before you this evening. I also have Karen Simons, who is the managing attorney for real estate for General Electric, covering a wide area. So in terms of the application before you, it's a relatively simple, I think, two-lot subdivision. It involves a property at the Global Research Center, which is located on River Road. This is just this is not the official subdivision plan, but this depicts generally the 535 acres roughly that comprises the Global Research Center. This line here represents roughly the bike path that goes through the property. And the application is for subdivision of the 530 plus acres into 2 lots, roughly 195 acres here, and the remaining roughly 300 and change acres here will be the remaining main campus. The purpose of the subdivision is precipitated by the corporate restructuring that GE is going through, and you probably have all read a lot about that. They're creating 3 essential silos in their business. One is healthcare, and that silo was created roughly a year ago, earlier this year. And remaining to be done is the separation of the energy division, which is Vernova, GE Vernova, and that will happen in probably the first quarter of this year. And as a result of that, certain properties will be transferred to Vernova, real property, intellectual property, equipment, that type of thing. And as part of the property separation, this 195 acres here will be conveyed to Vernova, and we're hoping to accomplish that by the end of this week, by December 1st. This property here has a very small amount of frontage on River Road, but the largest part of the frontage is along Balltown Road. It's improved by 2 structures. One is the Learning Center, and the other is an office building, both of which will be used and occupied by Vernova. Some of the facilities remaining on the main campus will be used and occupied and shared by the 2 businesses, but this will be Vernova's property into the future for their use and possible future development. There is no disturbance, site plan work contemplated by the subdivision. It's merely drawing a line to divide the property into 2 pieces. The subdivision line is along the western margin of the bike path, so the bike path will remain fully intact on property that will remain entitled to GE. So there's no disturbance of that contemplated at all. With that, I would like to note that Mr. Liuzzo brought with him maps and Mylars this evening, which we can leave in the event the board has it in their purview to take action this evening.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, and just for public information, we do have a tentative resolution tonight approving this minor subdivision if things go well. So if we hear anything serious from the public, obviously we'll pull that resolution. Okay, so with that being said, we'll open the public hearing. Anyone wishing to be heard regarding the public hearing for the 2-lot minor subdivision at GE 1 Research Circle, please come to the microphone, state your name and address for the record. We'll listen to what you have to say. So the public hearing is open. Do we have anybody online that would like to speak for the public hearing? Do we have any communications that were received?
We didn't receive anything electronically.
Okay. All right, so we have no one here, no one online, and no communications. And just for the record, I'd just like to note that Mr. Khan will be recusing himself from any of the other matters related to GE, and Ms. Drescher will, an alternate, will be taking a seat if we take action tonight. Or excuse me, Ms. Strang. What did I say?
That was original plan.
Yeah, Ms. Strang. I got it. All right. Okay, so hearing none, one last call, public hearing, anybody? Okay, we'll close the public hearing for 1 Research Circle. Thank you, everybody. We'll move on the agenda. Next up is privilege of the floor. Anyone wishing to be heard regarding any planning and zoning matters town in Niskuna, please come to the microphone, state your name and address for the record. We'll listen to what you have to say. Privilege of the floor is open. Okay, I don't see anyone here. How about online, Laura? We have anybody tonight or any communications?
We didn't have any specific requests for privilege of the floor. I did get an email with concerns about 1430 Balltown Road that I will forward to you guys.
Okay, 14th. Okay, got
It
it.
wasn't specific for privilege of the floor, so I'll just send it to you guys.
All right, thank you. All right, seeing and hearing no one for privilege of the floor, we'll close privilege of the floor, and we have no unfinished business tonight, so we'll move right to new business. Under new business, we have a few resolutions tonight. The first resolution being Resolution 2023-27. That's a resolution for approval of the plat plan for the two-lot minor subdivision at GE. This resolution, along with all resolutions, are posted to the town website. I'm just going to summarize the resolved statement. Resolved, the Planning Board and Zoning Commission does hereby grant minor subdivision approval for a two-lot subdivision at One Research Circle, as shown on the aforementioned a two-page drawing set by CT Mail Associates dated 10/2/23, subject to the following conditions. One, prior to recording the plat, any minor textual changes to the subdivision map will be addressed to the satisfaction of the town planning department. And two, prior to July 1, 2023, General Electric or its representative, Mr. Dumas, will coordinate a meeting between GE, Town of Niskuna staff, and members of the Planning Board Conservation Advisory Committee to discuss conservation-related initiatives and the removal, replanting of the crabapple trees near the solar farm. Do I have a motion for approval of this resolution?
So move.
Moved by Mr. Laflamme for approval. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. DiArpino. As far as discussion, I do have one item I'd like to change, make a recommendation that we change condition number 2 and strike the name Mr. Dumas from that, because he may not be the attorney at that point in the future. It could be a GE representative or the GE facility manager or any other attorney that could represent GE. So I hate to lock them into Mr. Dumas. So I don't know if I can do a friendly amendment on that, Mr. Hess, or do I need to make a motion to modify the resolution?
Let's just do it the right way and
Okay.
have a motion to.
All right, I'm gonna make a motion that we modify the resolution.
Mr. Chair, as a part of that modification, I would suggest we also modify the date, the year.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice catch. All right, I didn't get that one. I thought it was very good. Okay, so we'll modify condition number 2 to reflect July 1, 2024, and strike Mr. Dumas from that condition. Do I have I'll make a motion, we do that. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. McPartlin. All right, so we have a new resolution with a modified condition number 2. Any discussion, comments?
Actually, somebody asked me if there was any tax implication on this, and I don't know the answer to that.
Yeah, I can't really answer that either. It's really a question for the assessor.
So it'll come across his desk when this is finalized, right? And he'll do,
Yeah, I mean, generally, when you take a large parcel and then you subdivide it, the smaller pieces are worth
Yes.
slightly more, but that ends up being something that gets worked out at the assessor and not at the planning level.
It is some proportionate split.
I mean, often.
any other comments? Okay, we got a modified resolution. Just moved and seconded. No comments. Mr. Hammond, would you please call the roll?
Mr. Laflamme?
Aye.
Mr. Scributinus is absent. Mr. McPartlin?
Aye.
Mr. D'Arpino?
Aye.
Ms. Gold?
Ms. Gold?
Abstain. I'm abstaining because of the question.
Okay. Ms. Strang?
Aye.
Chairman Walsh?
Aye. The resolution is approved. Thank you. And you can have the drawings if you drop those off with Trish over there, Ms. Bergami. And the planning department will take a look at those. If everything's okay and it meets the standards, and they'll contact me and we'll get those signed for you, okay?
Thank you very much.
All right.
Appreciate all your help.
All right, thank you. All right, have a good night. Next resolution is Resolution 2023-28, a resolution for sketch plan approval of a 3-lot minor subdivision at 2890 River Road. And again, we'll just summarize. Resolved that this Planning Board and Zoning Commission does hereby classify this sketch plan as a minor subdivision as defined by Chapter 189 of the Code of the Town of Niskuna, and be it further resolved that the Planning Board and Zoning Commission does hereby grant sketch plan approval for the concept subdivision drawing entitled Subdivision Plan 2890 River Road by Engineering Ventures PC dated 11/3/23 with no further revisions, with the following conditions. 1, sketch plan approval is a conceptual review of the proposed lot division for the purposes of classification and preliminary discussion as described in the Town of Niskuna zoning sections 189-6 and 189-22. The location of proposed boundary lines, infrastructure, utilities, and improvements are subject to change during the environmental review, engineering, public hearing, and subdivision review process. Do I have a motion for approval of this resolution?
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Moved by Mr. Khan for approval. Do I have a second?
Second.
And second by Ms. Gold. I know we have the applicant here. I don't know if there's any comments. Pretty straightforward sketch plan. Shows that we're all aligned at what's been submitted, so we can keep it moving forward. We're all on the same page. Any other comments or questions? Anything from the applicant? Any questions or concerns? No? Okay. Hearing nothing, then Mr. Henry, please call the roll again.
Mr. Laflamme,
Aye.
Mr. Khan,
Aye.
Mr. McPartlin,
Aye.
Mr. Darpino,
Aye.
Ms. Gold,
Aye.
Ms. Strang,
Aye.
Chairman Walsh.
Aye, the resolution's approved. All right, I know that it's a work in progress, and the Conservation Advisory Committee meeting is the 6th,
Yeah, not this Wednesday, but next one.
next Wednesday, so I assume you'll be on the agenda for action. Okay, all right, thank you very much for coming tonight. All right, and let's see, the last resolution for tonight is Resolution 2023-29, a resolution for site plan approval for a tenant change to Brianna Ryan Dance ME LLC Dance Studio at 2141 Eastern Parkway. And I'm a paper guy. Resolved that the Planning Board and Zoning Commission finds the above referenced site plan meets the requirements of the zoning code and previous site plan approvals, and therefore hereby approves the site plan with the following conditions. 1, signage. Prior to issuance of a building permit, the planning office will review and approve any proposed code compliant signage. And 2, City of Schenectady, any requirements from the City of Schenectady for the use of the parking spaces within its city limits shall be made a requirement of the town of Niskuna site plan approval. Can I have a motion for approval of the resolution?
Move for adoption.
Move for adoption by Mr. McPartlin. Do I have a second?
I second.
And second by Mr. Laflamme. Discussion. Pretty straightforward. I don't know if you have any questions or concerns with the resolution or not.
I just wanted to.
Would you please come to the microphone? That's okay. Want to make sure we get you on the record.
I took advantage of the fact that we were the only ones in the room. I just wanted to note that the city of Schenectady did confirm that we didn't need anything. I thought we had mentioned that last month, right?
I think we did too. I thought I saw it in the agenda statement, but I just wanted to leave it open in case there was something.
So I triple checked my email, and everything that I talked about with them was verbal.
Okay.
So I feel like just for safety's sake, you might want to get something in writing from
Yes,
them.
I think we have an email too, but I will do that. Thank you
Okay, I
very
do
much.
not have an email. I think I only had a phone call with them.
I appreciate it, Laura.
Yep.
Thank you.
Okay. Mr. Henry, please call the roll.
Mr. Laflamme,
Aye.
Mr. Khan,
Aye.
Mr. McPartlin,
Aye.
Mr. Darpino,
Aye.
Ms. Gold,
Aye.
Ms. Strang,
Aye.
Chairman Walsh.
Aye. All right, the resolution's approved, Ms. Ryan. So good luck, and thank you for investing in this unit. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, that's it for new business tonight. So we have a few items under discussion. First item being 1430 Balltown Road, and this is a site plan application for the addition to the existing building and an expansion of the parking lot. And I know we don't have the applicant tonight. They didn't want to be on the agenda, but in the meantime, we did receive, I don't know, did you get a chance to check your email, Ms. Gold? I'll let you go
Not
ahead.
in great detail, but generally, yes. We have some comments back from the applicant's representative, and then we have the TDE, Town Designated Engineer response. So we are now awaiting the response to that.
Right. Right. So that information has already been passed on to the applicant, the town designated engineer preliminary comments, or first round of comments, I should say. And so we'll be on the agenda at the next meeting, and they can address the comments and the other open items that we had, such as, I think one of the biggest ones is just what's the impact on the traffic based on the increased usage of this site. And there was a few other things, but I did get a chance just to take a quick look at it. I didn't see anything that couldn't be overcome. And for the public's information, that will be included in the next agenda statement package for that meeting. So if you're interested in the first round of comments, check the packet for the next meeting.
And I will note that TD also had some questions regarding the drainage issues.
Yep.
Because we don't want Balltown flooding.
Yeah, he updated it. I think we had talked about adding the 100-year storm.
Yes.
The one thing I wanted to tell you is that I did send that comment to you guys on 1430, and I think it was largely having concerns with traffic and entering and exiting onto Balltown Road. So I think that'll be stuff that we can flesh out with the TDE, but feel free to take a look at that, similar to what we see when we look at projects on Balltown Road.
Yep. And we'll see them at the next meeting. Any other questions or comments on 1430 Balltown Road?
I was hoping that we could just get at some point a better understanding of how their underground stormwater detention practice works. I know we made the recommendation to an applicant before us, was dealing with a lot of stormwater on State Street, to pursue a different practice, just because the underground stormwater detention requires a certain amount of maintenance. It's not maintenance free. And I just kind of from a common sense standpoint have questions about how, if it's buried under a parking lot, you can really visually observe those, stay on top of any potential issues with capacity or sediment buildup, for instance, unless you have an established maintenance plan. So I think similar to what we've seen with some other kind of alternative stormwater management practices, I think I would like to see just at least a brief narrative at a minimum of how this underground stormwater detention practice would be maintained.
Yep. That's good, because if there's a specific maintenance and we feel, and the engineers feel that it'll function, then we can include possibly that maintenance in some kind of condition if we get to that point. That's good. Any other comments on 1430 Balltown? All right, more to follow at the next meeting on that then. All right, new project 3514 State Street. This is the Mohawk Army Navy. We got an application for renovations of the facade. And I believe we have Mr. Vargas representing Mohawk Army Navy online tonight.
Yes, it's Sammy Salem and Mrs. Vargas, Miss Chris Vargas.
Oh, it's Miss Chris Vargas. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Good evening.
Okay, thank you. All right. I don't know if you want to share. I mean, we got the sketches of the changes. You just want to summarize what's going on?
Yeah. Thank you for the opportunity. Good evening to everyone. My name is Sammy Salem. I'm here today with my colleague, Chris Vargas. We're thankful to present the new look of the facade at the Army Navy store, as well as answer any questions that you guys may have. First, a little bit about Kin Properties, the ownership group. It's a real estate company, family owned, has real estate in many parts of the country. As these old buildings kind of come up for renewal with these tenants, what we like to do is keep them there as long-term tenants and refresh the building to meet the current modern day world. In this case, Army Navy renewed for some years, and we were able to agree upon a facade that works for them, and hopefully it works for everybody in the town. Clearly, the existing looks outdated. That old metal panels. We're on State Street, so we'd like to kind of join the Blaze Plaza. It has wonderful retail stores in there, the Mohawk Commons, and just bring it up. We're kind of using a couple of different materials. I don't know if anyone is familiar with them. We've used it in a lot of our facade renovations in the past. It's called resawn timber panels. They're very sustainable. They're all naturally made. They're all made in the United States. They go under this they're all thermally cladded. And essentially what it does is they heat these panels without oxygen, and it improves the durability. So for example, in a cold weather state, this material should last, 15, 20, 25 years, as well as look aesthetically pleasing. So of course, when you're discussing the kind of look with the tenant, the biggest thing is color. They wanted to go with a dark wood color, as you saw on the renovation. Basically, kind of fits their model or their store. So we went with it. We put a white under canopy to open up the area, as well as contrast with the dark colors that the tenant had chosen. We think it looks very nice. The last couple of things we did is, if you look on the existing photograph, there's some wood brick stickers that they put at the base. Kind of a real cheap way to kind of, I guess, make it look a little bit better. If you zoom in, you'll see that those are all stickers at the bottom. Those aren't actual stone. So we removed all of those. And then on the base of the pylon, they actually have the actual brick on it. What we're going to do there is, in addition to removing the stickers, we'll remove that stone at the base of the pylon, and we'll mirror the resawn dark wood look there, just so it matches and looks clean. With that said, sorry to take so long, but the tenant, likes it. We do as well. And again, we hope everyone agrees, and we can bring this to fruition and make the corridor a little bit better looking.
Okay, thank you. The only question I had is it looks like the signage is basically the same signage being moved over to the renovated facade.
Correct. We're gonna remove the signs, store them, and then once we're done, those exact signs will be put back up.
And the images show that the window frames look like they're painted. Is that correct?
So we won't paint them. I think we're just going to put some vinyl over it, just to kind of match the resawn dark look.
Yeah, it's going to be black vinyl.
Okay. That's the only questions that I had. Anybody else have any concerns, comments for the applicant?
I just had a question. Would there be anything changed to the tall aerial sign?
No, just the base. Go ahead, sir.
No, just the base to match the wood look.
Okay. Thanks.
And that wood look, does that continue around all four facades?
It should be the side, the front, and then that's it. Just the side and the front.
Not the back.
No.
So the back stays
Because
metal?
they're probably replacing what's existing, and what's existing on the facade is the side and the front.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Any other questions or comments? I mean, it looks good to me.
Is the lumber stained, or is it pre-stained?
It's pre-stained at the wherever they make the materials, at the resawn manufacturing plant, and they come in a variety of different colors. And what you do is you can you kind of stagger them, right? So they're stained differently, and it kind of creates that look. Or you can use the same panel, but we have used this kind of footprint in the past, and it's worked very well.
I'm sorry, I'm not fully understanding. So why are not all four sides of the roof receiving this treatment?
So it'll just be for the overhang or the facade. The entire facade will be wrapped, but the sides of the building will not be.
Okay, all right, I got you. Got it.
Yeah, it's not the same around the perimeter. of
Yep,
the-
got it, got it. Yep. Thanks for that view, Laura. I didn't see it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, I think we're okay from a, zoning ordinance standpoint.
Yeah, I mean, there's no color regulations that are like.
Well, there are some. It's in the
well,
agenda
okay,
statement
so
there,
good. Yeah,
but it
I'm
meets the requirements. Traditional materials, masonry, wood, stone, so wood, right? And, basically clean up. So it seems like it's a positive improvement to the site. Is my view.
I think it's
Could you please put your microphone forward, Leslie? Pull one forward.
more traditional looking finish.
Yep. Okay. All right, if everybody's good with that, then we can call for a resolution for the next meeting approving the changes, and so they can go forward with their building permit and get going. So next meeting is December 11th, so we'll have a resolution for approval at the December 11th meeting. Everybody good with that? Okay. You guys okay? All right, so,
Yes, yeah, yes.
Thank you. Thank you so much for your time.
no, appreciate it. Thank you. Have a good evening.
You too. Thank you.
All right, that's it for 3514 State Street. And last up tonight is 2660 Rosendale Road / 2225 Agostino Ave. And this is an application for a lot line adjustment. I see we have no one here tonight.
We actually have an applicant online. They
Oh, we
joined
do?
Late. They joined late.
Oh, okay, we got somebody joined late. And who do we have online?
It's Christopher Longo here, representing the applicant and the property owners from Empire Engineering.
Okay, we received the information for the adjustment, and it's my understanding that there's no concerns from either an area variance required for any structures, and both lots exceed the requirements in the R2 zoning district. So there shouldn't be any issues from those standpoints. I guess one question that will come up, I don't know if you have an answer, is there a basis or reason for the lot line adjustment?
Yeah, the main reason was, a desirable rear yard for the property that fronts on Rosendale Road. It could, they could stand to have a little bit deeper backyard. It kind of goes up the hill, so they would do some of their own regrading and adjust their fence. But they're friendly with the neighbor there, so they were open to selling them additional land, and that was pretty much the reasoning here. It's for the smaller lot to increase.
Okay. Yeah, I guess it's kind of tight to the back of the house, so it gives them a little bit extra room on the back side there. I mean, it's a good sized lot otherwise, but not a lot of depth behind the home. It does make the lot on Agostino less desirable from a comprehensive plan standpoint, since it was kind of rectangular, trapezoidal, and it's taken a chunk out of it. But I think in this situation, my view is that it doesn't hurt anything, and there's no other way to solve this based on the geometry of the two lots. So I'm okay with it. Does anybody have any concerns or questions regarding this lot line adjustment?
For completeness, I was thinking it might be nice to see have a general idea of the buildings, the structures on the other parcel, the parcel on Agostino Avenue.
Yeah.
Or, at the very least,
I think
I'd
we
like to
can
know if
get
there are
a
any
general
accessory
area, yeah.
structures in the vicinity of the property line boundary shared with the Rosendale Road property.
Yeah, I think I pulled it up, Laura, and I pulled it up on the Zillow or Google Maps, one or the other, but it looked like there was nothing over in that whole area from what I saw.
I believe it's forest, but to Patrick's point, I think good practice on a lot line adjustment is to understand the location of the structures.
No, it's a great point. I agree. So if you could do that, if modify the drawing for the parcel on Agostino, just to show where the structures are, if there's, a shed or whatever, anything that may, so we know the distance in case, especially if there's a need for an area variance because of the lot line adjustment, which I assume won't be the case, but it'd be good to at least show that, okay?
Yep, can do.
Okay. Good, that's a good comment. Any other questions or comments? All right, so with this one, again, I assume that if we can get an updated drawing that just shows the structures on the Agostino lot, can we have a tentative resolution for approval of this lot line adjustment at the next meeting also? Anybody have any concerns with that?
No.
All right, I see no concerns. So if you could get that drawing updated in time for the December 11th meeting, we can have a resolution next meeting. So,
Okay, great.
okay,
We'll do what we can to get it right back in.
okay. All right, any other comments? No? All right, thank you for joining tonight. Appreciate that.
All right. Have a good evening.
All right. All right. And that's it for the that part of the agenda tonight. So we have reports and commission business. So I just ask if anybody has anything under reports or any questions for the planning office or the attorney.
I just have a real minor one. On the resolution, for example, when I was recused, my name is already listed there as part of the attendance, so some marking will get made or a scratch out or something.
Yeah, we actually list all members
Right.
on there, so there's actually 9 names, and then we'll cross out the ones that don't vote or abstain.
Yeah, I think I knew that. I just wanted to verify.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
just-
that,
I've seen it before.
It shows the recusal
Thank
on
you.
that.
Thank you.
Another good question. Yep. You get an opportunity at the minutes to validate it.
That's right. Yep.
Laura, I was hoping you might have some news to share or any kind of information on our missing tenant in the ShopRite Plaza.
Oh, I wish I did. I have been trying to follow any outreach, and we actually did meet with developers from Massachusetts on a different question, and I even mentioned to them that we had an open grocery store. It was a very high-selling grocery store, and they said they were going to look into it, but I unfortunately don't have any news. I was a little worried that the sandwich shop that we just approved wouldn't go in because there's no anchor, but they did come today and pull their building permit.
Oh. Well, that's good.
I am spreading the word as far and wide as I can. That's a good store and it's very walkable, and to try and get some interest in it. I'm hoping Metroplex is doing the same. I haven't had a meeting with them yet, but anything you guys hear, see, feel free to share.
Yeah, I thought there
Really
was a
is
media
fun.
rumor that some Kroger potentially was.
Oh, really?
And I read they said no. But my understanding is that one company bought all 5 store sites.
You
And I don't
know,
know if that's accurate or not, because I don't know if they actually owned all of the sites.
I don't know if that's accurate or not either, but what I've been working on internally is like just trying to gain momentum on that site. There's some things, some of the landscaping and things could be refreshed, and so we're trying to reach out to Metroplex and see if we can refresh that site a little so that it shows better, like use some of that economic development money to show that site better. We're trying a couple things, but I don't have any formal news on it.
Okay. Well, in the absence of anything, then we should still go after Trader Joe.
And I did read that Metroplex is working on it.
I
a
bet
good one.
they are too. I would like to touch base with them just to make sure that we're not like double efforting things, but yeah, I imagine they probably are too. And
I'm sorry.
oh, go ahead.
No, please finish.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I meant to have it's a change in direction. I meant to have your 2024 calendars ready. Clark did a rough draft and then I started adjusting it and I didn't have them ready for tonight, but we'll email them to you for December.
For whatever it's worth, Hannaford has seen an uptick.
Yeah.
And I don't know about Price
um,
Chopper, but I'm
agreed.
sure it's
Yes.
the same.
Co-op maybe too then.
Yeah. I mean, I just know about the Hannaford one. It's
I went to, because I always shop at ShopRite, it's the closest one to my house.
Me
And I went
too.
to Hannaford this weekend and it was crazy busy.
Somebody's happy out there.
Bring ShopRite
And-
Well.
back.
Some people are going to Walmart in Glenville.
Yeah, we gotta bring something back. It was just so, I mean, we basically have 100% tenant on the front now towards Balltown Road. And then we lost the anchor. So I really want to get somebody back in there to support our little guys that we all got in there.
Our big guy Chase did a nice job with their remodel.
They did.
That
They
looked
looked
nice
good.
from the outside.
Okay. Any other questions or comments? I don't have anything tonight.
So we're into commission business, yes?
Yep.
Any training opportunities coming up in the next few weeks?
There is a webinar that a couple of you guys, I sent a couple weeks ago. It's kind of a repeat of the in-person training that we had, which I can resend it if you need me to. I think it's like December 5th or
I
very
don't
early in
think I got
December.
that.
Yeah. I think Nancy, you're signed up for that, aren't you?
Yes, I am. And because I am the nerd that I am, I'm actually looking forward to it.
So I can resend that training. I think it's still available. And then you'll always have the webinars that CDRPC puts up too.
And there's a Department of State website. They have several 1 hour or so. I did that a couple years ago, and you can do that right at your computer and
certificate.
and Department of State. Some good ones there too. All right, anything else? Very quick night tonight, huh? Jeez, Tricia's smiling. Jeez. All right, have a motion to adjourn then?
So moved.
Moved by Ms. Gold for adjournment, second.
Second.
Those in favor of adjournment signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Good night, everybody, and thank you.